And all of this stuff's important, and all of these things are going to keep getting better as time goes on. But this one I'll say is the most important right now because it's the only one that continues to get worse as time goes on. And I'm going to kind of show you what I mean. Let me erase this list. Timing is kind of like, how many people work in real estate here? Have, do, recovering from it, whatever. Okay, so there's a few of you. And we all know someone who's worked in real estate, right? And we all know the slogan or the phrase that says, to make big money in real estate, it's all about location, 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 right? And I finally understood really what that meant when, I've seen what big homes go for here, and I've seen what they go for in Southern California. And then I went out to Central Texas. We're out in Dallas, Northern Texas, and we stayed in this house that was like 25,000 square foot, just mansion of a house. I mean, gorgeous, like a palace. It looked like we're going into Disneyland. And it was on the market for $3.5 million. Okay, and it's like this huge saltwater waterfall out back and these huge pools. I mean, it's just, they have their own theater. It's like, this isn't a house, this is a resort, But if you took that same house and put it in Scottsdale, it'd be worth a little more than $3.5 million, right? Maybe not right now, but it should be. If you put it in Del Mar, San Diego, it'd be worth, $20 million. Who knows? Or more. And so the same product, the same building, the same curtains on the walls, whatever, but all you did was move it to a different location and you 10 times what it's worth. And so, but in business, okay, the same thing applies, but it's not location, location, location. It's timing, 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 okay? Go ask the guys that started Microsoft how important timing is, all right? What I mean is, if you look at the S-curve of business, and you look at, where things begin, and then as this measures time and this measures growth and volume and sales, that as things begin, you have initial investment you take out and you start to move forward in time, you've got to recover from that investment and break even again. And when you do, then you start to become profitable. And then there's a point in a business where enough exposures happen where it starts to become branded, right? And this branding phase occurs. We've seen it, in different ranges. You can go back and do your history on other companies, but roughly, when a company does roughly $50 million a year, consistently for a year, right? $4 to $5 million a month, and you start to have enough exposure of your product, and people, instead of the company looking for people, the people start looking for a product or a company, right? I mean, like I said, there's a time when nobody knew what the iPhone was, right? But then all of a sudden it became viral, and everybody's got to have it. Or nobody knew what Facebook was, right? And pretty soon it becomes viral. So at one point, someone had to promote it, and then at some point it becomes self-promoting. Does that make sense? That's when this happens, and this critical mass, or momentum we call it, happens, okay? And momentum is the game changer in who gets to make a lot of money in their time and who doesn't. Because the people who get involved here in the beginning of something, like I said, go ask the guys who got involved in Microsoft in '85 or whenever it was they went public. And as they rode that wave to what's called stability, or stabilization, stability is not plateauing off the fall face of the earth, but you can only grow at this breakneck speed for so long, and then things are going to plateau, and you're going to have little jumps and spikes and falls or whatever. But this momentum phase, from here to here, is the biggest portion of growth the company will ever have in its entire life. Okay? We know people who have gone through it, and this applies to network marketing companies, traditional businesses. It's the same thing. It's just the same mechanics, the same concepts of business. Now, for anybody here in the room, and be honest, has ever tried network marketing before? It's all right. It's not. Don't be ashamed. So almost 3/4 of the room, probably, right? And so, did all of you guys achieve the financial dreams that you'd hoped to get out of it and make, whatever it was? Maybe some of you have. I know some people who have. I mean, believe me, there's a lot of people that have made good money out there, but they might not be here today because they're already there, right? But what I'm talking about is, if you look at timing, I can guarantee that 90% of you got involved in something up here, right? A big company that's been around for a decade or so or longer, who knows, maybe 50 years. Anybody ever been involved in an Amway deal? I'm saying that jokingly because Amway's obviously one of the bigger, if not the biggest, network marketing company out there. They did over $9 billion last year. Pretty big deal. And they grew over the previous year because the hurt economy is helping that company too. But the thing is that they have over 3 million, 4 million people involved in that company worldwide in 70 different countries, right? You see the commercials on TV. And there was a time when that company was just starting, and they went through this pioneering or this beginning phase. And it was probably kind of on a hope and a prayer that it was going to become whatever. Nobody probably knew it was going to do what it did. Maybe there's some people that hoped for it, but they rode that wave to the top. And there's no way you can get involved in that company and make what the founding people are making in that company, right? No matter how hard you work, how many meetings you do, how well you sell their products, you'll never make what the founding people are making. No different than, can you go invest into a, whatever stock, Caterpillar, big heavy equipment, they have like a pretty good stock, or can you go invest in Apple or Microsoft and expect to get what the founders made on that stock by you investing today? No, because it already did this, right? And so I hate to drive home the same concept, but you guys, this is a big deal, because right now where we are in LifeVantage, we're right here in the middle. And actually we just hit that break-even point, but this it can be measured in time, it can be measured in dollars. Some companies take 4 or 5 years, 10 years to get to this point. Some can do it in a year or two, whatever, So we're on a pretty fast pace to getting there. Nobody knows when we're going to get there, but you can look at our growth rate and try to figure it off that. We have a little history to look at now, right? We've got 13 months of business. Like I said, that fourth quarter statement's getting ready to post, and you can see for yourself what has happened with this company in the last year and kind of see where we're at in the scheme of things. And the neat thing is, from here to here, however long that is for this company, okay, we're about halfway there. We just did $2 million a month as a company, right? And so the time that this is, whatever that is, could be a year, could be 2 years, this is the time that I try to help people understand that is the most sensitive time that you could ever make the big money in this company right now. Because once this happens, this takes off, whatever you did prior to that, you can never be redone. It's kind of like, if you look at it, we're basically building our nets right now. And at this point, we're going fishing, everybody gets to throw their nets out. And the bigger the organization you have at this point, then obviously you increase the odds exponentially to how much of this you can capture, because your network is going to capture it, right? Would you rather be you and a couple buddies, or you and 5,000 people, 6,000 people, 10,000 people, whatever? The more you have at this point, the more you're going to have at this point. We got story after story we can give you of people that have had that exact ride in network marketing. Now, like I said, because of our compensation plan, which I'm not going to go through in great detail, I'm just going to give you the how you basically what the 6 bonuses are, and we can talk about how they pay out later. But the fact of writing this and having an organization grow through this compensation plan, you're going to make the money there, of course, right? If your business grows with it. But what's also growing as a company does well, if you're a public company? The stock, right? And if you chose to purchase stock, then you're making money. Or if you're a distributor for the company and you're making your money through the bonuses anyways, and you're advancing through the levels of rank advancement we have in the company, then the company's going to be giving you stock as you go. There's certain benchmarks just by your natural progression as a distributor in the company. They're going to give you stock options of LifeVantage stock, which is like around 60 cents these days. I haven't checked it today. But, that's a penny stock, right? So if you get those shares that they're going to give you, those options, you have 10 years to exercise it, okay? They have a 10-year life on it. So if in the next 10 years this company goes big, you have those options you can choose to exercise at whatever price it was when you got it, right? Right now it's 60 cents. So if you're getting them right now, you're locking those things in at 60 cents for 10 years if you get them right now, okay? Well, that's going to change, obviously, as this grows. Or I should say when this grows, right? So let me just show you how you get started and what the cost is, and just basically how the 6 bonuses, what they do real quick. We're not going to, like I said, go through a lot of training on that, because it'll always be run a little long here.